Looks like we are on air.
There we go. I just got the notification.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Sunday Night Live. I am your host, yakinwithsarah, and go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up? I am Bryce from Outdoors Weekly.
There you go. I'm going to give everybody a second to get in the chat. I think I have the wrong chat pulled up. I did. So I'm going to pull up the correct chat right now and give all the early bird shout outs. So let's do that.
All right.
There we go. Pop that out. All right, Kentucky Catman Jim, how you doing? Justin, how you doing? Fishing with friends, what is up? Everybody take a second and share this with all your friends on Facebook and wherever else you want to share it. We're going to be talking about bass fishing tonight, along with some other stuff, bank fishing. We're going to talk about where to find spots that you might not know about. We're going to talk about how going to new areas, what you should look for, all that good stuff tonight. Kenny P's Country Catfishing, how you doing? Joe Buck. Yeah, all you cat fishermen might call it that. All right. So
Yeah,
if
I
you
feel like I'm
guys,
going to be like the only bass fisherman here.
you're not. Uh, so for any of you who don't know, this is Bryce from Outdoors Weekly. He does a lot of bass fishing. You just put out a catfishing video, didn't you?
Yeah, we caught a catfish on a jerk bait. So, I mean,
Yeah.
we weren't going for catfish, but we did catch one.
There you go. He does a lot of magnet fishing on his channel. Not a lot, but he does do some magnet fishing on his channel. He finds some crazy things. What am I missing, Bryce? He does some John boat builds. He does a lot of stuff.
It's
And
basically just like a hodgepodge of everything.
he does extremely well for a YouTuber at 2 years. So he just broke 9,000 subscribers, and I predict him just going sky high with this and doing an amazing job. M and the gang, how you doing?
I'm in the gang. I think my friend Brooks Pierce was just talking about them.
Yep, they sent them my way as well. Brooks did.
Yeah,
They're in your area, your neck of the
yeah, I
woods.
know. That's what he was talking about.
Uh, there you go. All right, so let me pull up my questions, guys, and we're gonna get this started. Jim, your secret is safe with me. Um, so Bryce, you do. I'm not gonna say you do a lot of bank fishing, but you don't have a, a big bass boat that you go out in normally.
No.
Um, so where do you find spots that aren't overfished?
Well, pretty much everywhere in my area is overfished. It's just about finding that one technique that not everybody throws. So it's just about like sometimes I go through every lure in my tackle box. It just really depends. You got to find that one lure that really works.
Um, is there uh, a method that you use to find that? Is there what's the first thing you're trying?
The
Depending.
first thing I'm trying is my confidence bait for any like new body of water or any body of water that I'm just trying to figure out. It's got to be like a 3 1/8 ounce swim, not ounce, inch swim bait with on
Okay.
a jig head.
Is that all seasons, or is it just specific seasons that you're using that?
Swim bait really it does work good all seasons, but jerk I use a jerk bait in the winter and I'll use the swim bait mostly like fall and all the way till winter.
Gotcha. Um, so speaking of bank fishing and finding spots that aren't overfished, um, what are some of the better techniques when fishing from the bank?
All right, so a lot of people when they're fishing from the bank, they want to cast out into the pond or all the way out into the lake, but really the best spot is to cast parallel to the bank and work the side of the bank. That's where most of the fish like to hang out.
And along with that, we talked about, not finding a spot that's overfished. What structures? What are the main structures you're looking for, Bryce?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm looking for like down trees and. I'm sorry. That was my. I'm sorry. That was my grandma. I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm looking for down trees. Just anything that's laying in the water. You'll pitch a jig at it, pitch a Senko, just fish that because fish will concentrate on that.
And if you're in an area where it's just real clear, there's not a lot of coverage, there's not a lot of structure in the water. What are you going for then?
I'm power fishing that bank parallel. Like I'm casting baits that I can just crank and wind, just trying to cover ground.
How does he find good spots to cast and not get tangled in a tree and squirreled instead?
Well, it's really about you get better at casting, I guess, and then you can cast. I just bomb it down the bank parallel, like when there's no trees or anything. Like, because I fish some ponds that have no structure. It's just basically like a bowl, and those bass will just hang up right on the edge of the bank. Yeah, but basically, you'll just get better at casting as you go on, and then you'll learn how to avoid that stuff. But instead, for getting a backlash, your brakes. You check your brakes. Well, I did a terrible job explaining that, but you mess with your brakes. Like you start all the way tight, and then day after day, you twist it down a little bit until you get to where you're comfortable at. And I did a terrible job explaining that. Well, that's kind of the gist.
Fisherman Big D said, the $1 million question, why do bank fishermen cast as far out as they possibly can, but anyone in a boat is going to cast straight to the bank?
All right. That is $1 million question. Let's see here. Well, I fish the bank. I rarely cast out like into the middle of the pond unless I know there's some structure out there or I see bass schooling. But I usually fish parallel to the bank. I can't speak for other people, but that's my reason why I would cast out there is because I know there's structure out there. I see bass schooling or something.
There you go. Let's see. You also fish a good many ponds, and I know ponds are a sore subject for you as well because yours got drained. But how do you find ponds that are private, or how do you find your ponds?
Well, it never hurts to ask. This is how we find all of our private ponds. We go up, we walk with no fishing gear. It's just us, like everybody that you're gonna want to be with when you fish that pond. Everybody walks up, you knock on the door, you ask if you can fish there, and it's a yes or a no. That's basically what it is.
Someone asked if you use rooster tails or if you ever use rooster tails.
I do use rooster tails. I have been getting into fishing with ultralight stuff a lot, and I like to catch bluegills and stuff, but I never really threw rooster tails for bass.
Okay. Who taught? Oh, I'll hold that question till later. But at what point did you really start getting into bass fishing and really start learning about it, getting more technical?
I never used to bass fish. Maybe once in a while, but I was a huge walleye, muskie, because I used to live in Wisconsin, and that's where I'm visiting right now. I'm actually in Wisconsin right now, but I was huge on perch, panfish, all that stuff, muskie, northern. But then as soon as I moved to North Carolina, all that just got eliminated. So then really the only thing to fish for was bass. So that's really how I got into bass fishing.
How long ago was that?
5 years maybe, and I really started getting serious about bass fishing probably when I started my channel, which is about 2 years ago.
Okay. Who are some of your biggest influencers on that?
Like, who taught me?
That and now, who do you go to now? Who are some of your bigger influencers?
Well, I'm pretty much self-taught when it comes to bass fishing, but I owe like all of it to like YouTube.
Yeah.
You just watch the videos, like especially the older videos. Now YouTube, like the fishing is going more towards entertainment than teaching. But 3 years ago, it was all everybody wants to learn teaching, but now it's kind of making that shift into entertainment.
Yeah.
But I learned so much from YouTube. I learned a lot of the stuff, and then there's some stuff I learned, like Anthony Horton's taught me a lot, and all of them, but mostly YouTube.
Okay. Um, let's see. Someone asked if you prefer live bait or lures. What is the best while bank fishing?
If you want to catch numbers, I'm gonna say live bait, but in my eyes, live bait is cheating. So go, I'd go with lures.
Let's see. He had a video last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, about catching. You call it something completely different, but I'm gonna call it by its proper name, crawfish. And uh, it was pretty good. You had a good run there where you caught several crawfish. So you guys
Crayfish?
should go, do what?
Crayfish?
Yeah, that thing you call it. um, the wildlife wants to know, what are your biggest tips for growing your channel?
Growing your channel. Consistent posts and lots of them. The algorithm right now, and I've talked to a lot of bigger guys, especially when I went to the Bassmaster Classic this year, and everybody said the same thing. Just keep posting, and like, cause I was daily for, I don't know, I was stuck with it for about a month maybe before it was like I ran out of videos because I stockpile a lot of videos. So I'm just sitting on them, and then I was releasing them day by day, and just let's see here, post a lot and try to make it better quality. Like maybe 3 times a week, try to post, and you'll gain subscribers and views from there.
Him and the gang asked, there's a company out there wanting us to review their product called Placino. That's an Amazon company. They're going to want a good review from you, Em. I'll say that.
Oh, you know what? I have been. Yeah, I've gotten like 5 emails from them.
Yeah.
I kind of just steer away from that.
Yeah. So if you want to do that, they'll send you something for free, and you give them a good review. Then they'll ask you to review a couple other things. I know a lot of people have gotten offers from them. I will say that. So yeah, you do what you want to do. They'll send you something for free either way. Let's see.
Fishing with Big D, Muskie did one.
Yep,
I was
Muskeons
supposed
did
to
one.
meet up with him up here, but I don't think it's gonna happen this year. I just had a lot going on this year.
Yeah. What are your PBs?
My personal best smallmouth, 6 pounds even. My personal best largemouth is 8.2.
8.2. Do you miss fishing up north for the pike and all that up there?
100%. Yes, I take fishing in Wisconsin any day over fishing in North Carolina. Any day. That's why I look forward to coming up here every year. And I realized this trip too. I've never been in North Carolina for a summer.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple people. Okay. How is it different fishing in different areas? So learning new areas in North Carolina, or where you're at now, because you've done a good bit of traveling this summer. How do you find spots to fish when you're traveling?
Well, the locals are always a great resource. Like, go down to your local bait shop and just see. But the problem with up here is not a lot of people bass fish, so I've kind of been on my own, and I've really, honestly, kind of been struggling this trip to figure out some smallmouth, because everybody just puts a leech on a jig head and fishes it over rock pile, and they catch tons. So I kept in mind leech what kind of looks like a leech, like a little trick worm on a drop shot, and that's what I've been throwing. That's how I really figured that out. You just kind of ask around the locals, and they're usually pretty resourceful.
Someone asked, what area of North Carolina are you from?
Raleigh.
Do you ice fish?
Yes, I just started ice fishing again this year. I'm hoping that I can fly back up here for the winter this year and do some more a week. That winter break week that I get. That's what we did last year. I had a blast.
How different is that? What's the setup like compared to doing the summer stuff?
Oh, it's 2-pound test on the smallest rod you've ever seen in your life. It's definitely a challenge. It's awesome. It's definitely a whole new game.
Let's see.
A little fun fact, I caught my personal best smallmouth on a 2-pound test on an ice fishing rod.
That's crazy.
I know. Fighting for 15 minutes.
Jeez.
Yeah, I thought for sure I was gone. It wrapped around the crib marker because we were fishing over a crib. Ooh.
What's your favorite local spots? I'm assuming
North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm assuming they mean North Carolina.
Yeah. My local lake and local river. I'm not gonna give names, but
And came back to Iowa. Seneca is not far from me, you see. In my lucky tackle box this month, they look cool enough to work. Any tips on how to use them? Someone got leeches in their lucky tackle box this month. They looked cool enough to work. Do you have any tips on using them?
Is it like gulp or is it like a trick worm type thing? I kind of struggle.
Big D, answer that for us, and then we'll get an answer to you.
Yeah.
Dang him, that's rough. Secretive fisherman. Who would have thought that? What's the craziest fish that you've ever caught?
It's got to be my pike. I caught that the other day. Oh my gosh, that was a fight. That's the biggest freshwater fish I've ever caught in my life. It was 39.5 inches, but I say it's 40. But that thing smashed the whopper plopper. The whopper plopper is destroyed. It bent the whole O-ring and took the hook off on a whopper plopper, and those things are hard to break.
Justice Fish and Fetish. I am going to get him out on a trip in North Carolina this year. We spoke about it briefly. Someone asked if you catfish at all, but you had mentioned that you'd want to go catfishing sometime.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is like the perfect chat to do it in. Yeah, I want to get someone to take me out and go do it right. Get like on a really big catfish this year. I want to do that sometime.
So I'm gonna try and team him up with some folks that I know in his area and make that happen for him. That would be a fun collab.
Yeah.
Someone asked, what do you prefer, Jordan or Falls Lake?
Jordan or Falls? Falls, definitely. Well, I've never fished Jordan. I want to.
I'm trying to think I think Jordan's more east. I'm sorry, more west.
I think it's south. It's like more south of Falls Lake. Like, I don't exactly know, but now that I got a boat, I'm going to be trying a lot more spots around me, trying to figure out more lakes and eventually start fishing tournaments. Well, first I got to add the deck and stuff to it. It's going to be a process. A few checks.
Let's see. Make sure I didn't miss anything. I was looking for a big D.
Wait, you said it was more of a gulp thing.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah, it was more of a gulp. So I'd say, put it on a jig head. I don't know. I used to fish gulp a lot when I used to live here, but I'm trying to think how it would look. what action it might have if you put it on a drop shot, but I don't know. You can try it. Doesn't LTB come with a card?
Yes,
Or
it
is that
does.
mystery?
Yeah, they both come with a card.
They do?
Yeah. Okay. Back to my questions. Have you ever caught a gar?
Yes, I had one of my buddies take me out, and we got on quite a few gar that day. I think we caught about 5 or 6. We were only out there for a little bit because it was so hot. But then I was fishing down at the same river the other day, and I caught one on a jig.
For me, anyone out there that's going to a new lake or river area, whatever it is, what are some tips on what they should be looking for? Yeah. How do they need to go about it?
Well, you really can't go wrong with flipping structure and stuff that you see on the, from, say a tree fell down in the water like that. Nothing wrong with flipping and pitching different stuff at that. But I always like to fish a swim bait and cast it at the bank and bring it back out. That's my confidence bait, and that's what I really use to figure out new locations. And I do like to fish around the boat ramps at a new lake, because those boat ramps, they hold tournaments, and everybody releases all the fish they catch from the tournaments at the boat ramp. So they're taking fish from everywhere on that lake, bringing it to the boat ramps, and then they just concentrate there. One of these times, we're going to catch an absolute giant at the boat ramp. I know it. It's only a matter of time.
That's good advice there, guys. Someone asked what kind of hooks you like to use.
They're from Walmart. They're like the cheap ones that come in like a big pack. But I'm leaning more towards Gamakatsu now, and I think I'm going to start doing that because I've noticed that they've been rusting really easy and they've been like bending. So I'm going to say Gamakatsu because that's what I'm going to now.
Okay. What kind of reel do you like to use? Spin reel or bait caster?
All right, my favorite bait caster is got to be a lews speed spool LFS. It's $99, but it's on Amazon for $85, I think, and I think that was the normal price on Amazon. But what I've just learned that you can do is you can actually ask companies if they'll price match it, and most of the time they'll do it. So I just realized I've lost so much money from not asking to price match, because what is that? It's $15 that you save on a reel.
Yep. How many do you usually take out with you?
How many rods? I have 4 baitcasters right now, but I just bought another reel. So I got 5 of them. I usually take them all out with different stuff tied on, just so then you're not constantly retying, and they're all different actions. I don't have any that are the same action. Like I got a jig rod, I got a swim bait rod, like all the stuff that I fish on a regular basis, I got a rod for that.
Okay. When you're going out, how do you pack? Do you pack light? Do you pack everything you can possibly pack? What's your mentality of going out there?
I check everything just because I really don't know what they're going to be biting on. I always take everything in. I've never really, except for when I'm fishing a tournament and I'm a co-angler, I try to condense it down into my duffel bag, but that ends up being huge anyways because I basically take all my boxes and shove in my plastic bag. But yeah, I guess I'm not a light packer when it comes to fishing.
Okay. How often do you actually use a quarter of what you take?
Well, a lot of it's just there if I need it. So, but most of the time you find out what that one lure is and you're just throwing that one lure all day. So not a lot of the time I'm switching.
Let's see. Wait till you have kids one day. You'll pack as light as you can because you're almost guaranteed to have to pack out at least one kid on your back. Trust me, I know that feeling. Let's see. How do you catch bass when shad are so plentiful in schooling? I guess they're asking, how do you fish when there's lots and lots of bait out there? Did I lose you, Bryce? I might have lost some guys. Let's see if we can get them back. For those of you that are, while we're waiting on Bryce to get back with us, for those of you that are wanting to know where your prizes are, they're going to be shipped out this week. I've had, that's not good, Bryce. I've had a ton of not only just work, but some family stuff going on this week. So that is why your prizes have not been shipped out for the Trash Collectors Tournament. A big congratulations to Jake, Scott, and Jeremy for winning that. We had over 1,500 pounds collected in the month of July. So that's huge. With tons of bait fish around, throw that bait. So what I think is if it's shad, find a swim bait that's going to mimic that shad or whatever it is that's in there, and throw it right in there with it. And yeah, that's my personal opinion. Especially if you've got one of those docks that have like the green light or whatever it is under it, and it really draws in the bait. I highly recommend it. My personal opinion. There you go.
Oh my gosh, I told you it was hot out here. My phone literally got a temperature warning.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. It is hot out here. What does it say? It says it's 92 on the back porch right now.
Well, he's back, guys.
Yeah. I'm back and I'm sweating. You know what? I'm not gonna have the chat, but I'm just gonna go sit outside right now.
Okay.
Wi-Fi doesn't cut out, but it's so much better. All right, there we go.
Let's see.
I have no chat right now. So.
Okay, that's fine. I'll read it all to you.
We got a beautiful sunset though.
That's great.
Oh yeah. Oh wait.
Let's see. Someone asked, did you hear the shad question?
No.
Okay. In
the freezer. I'm not joking. I'm not even joking.
Phone in the freezer, guys. Em and the gang asked, what do you do when there's a lot of live bait, really active and they're schooling? What are you throwing?
I'm either throwing a spook or something that works phenomenal is the Dwayne's Custom Baits Dying Shad 5-inch. Basically a fluke. Oh my gosh, you throw that in white in there, it's killer.
Yeah. So kind of the same thing I told you guys. Find something to mimic it and go at it.
Yeah, you can really throw anything at those schools of bait because they're feeding and they're going to eat anything they see. Like my friend, he threw a jig in there and he just reeled it straight through and he was catching them.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go back to my questions. And then we're going to have some YouTube questions because I know a lot of folks have some YouTube questions for you.
Yeah, I'll answer anything.
So let's okay. Let's talk about magnet fishing for a second.
All right.
And so you got into magnet fishing here fairly recently. Well, not fairly recently, because you had a video a while back of you catching something crazy on your magnet. What's your big catch on your magnet?
It's got to be those safes that I found. Oh, that was crazy. Those safes. There was like $1 something in one of them, but those are by far the craziest things, and I think that is going to be the craziest thing that I've ever caught with a magnet. That's going to be hard to top.
That bike was pretty cool also.
Yeah, that bike was too. Yeah, I caught a little kid's bike. But, yeah, the safes that I caught, they got to take that, though.
So when you're magnet fishing, is there anything that you're specifically looking for, or are you just throwing blind?
You're basically just throwing blind, but there's certain areas that you can fish that are a lot better. Like I found public docks usually work pretty good. Like
Yes.
there's a pond for our neighborhood that I fish in all the time, and people drop pliers, knives, and all that stuff like right off the edge of the dock. So I just throw right along the dock and catch a lot of stuff. And some of it's usable, and you just put some WD-40 on it, and it works like brand new.
All right, guys, we're going to switch base again. And I know a lot of you have some YouTube questions that you'd probably like to have answered, especially those of you that are trying to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark or that watch time mark. And this is one of the guys that you can talk to about that. While he's not a huge YouTuber, he definitely has the, what is it? He's experience, and he's inching his way towards becoming that. He's got what it takes to do it, and he's had phenomenal growth over the past 6 months. Really, you've done extremely well on YouTube, and yeah.
It's really been tough. Like I've been doing it I just had my 2-year anniversary about, I think it was a week ago, or almost a week ago. Yeah, it was close, but I didn't see any growth till maybe it was over a year. I didn't even have 1,000 subscribers over a year of posting. Well, I started off weekly, and that's how I got my name, but then I started posting about 3 times a week. I'm posting 3 times a week for a year. Not even 1,000 subscribers. And then I hit the 1,000 subscriber mark, and then the ball started to get rolling a little bit. And now I've really not seen that much growth until really recently, really since this summer started. That's when I've really seen growth that I've been wanting to see for a while, or been waiting.
In the gang said they had just hit their 1-year anniversary, and they're not quite at 1,000 yet. That's not uncommon. I mean, like he said, he wasn't at 1,000 either. Keep posting videos, and
it will come.
Yeah, it'll come.
Yeah, I think I was at like 700 subscribers when I hit my 1-year mark, and I think I had a few videos that did pretty good. I think maybe 20,000. I don't even remember really, because that was a long time ago. But yeah, if you just keep posting, the more you post, the more likely you get a video to take off, and then video takes off, it all kind of just blows up from there.
How do you get your videos to show up in search? I have a couple that come up when you search for stuff, but I have no idea why or how they're there.
See, I used to think that all the time, like that's how you got the majority of your views. I mean, it does help a lot, but really the majority of your views is, all right, I'll break it down. So you got thumbnail, title, description, tags. That's how it works. Tags are all the way at the bottom. But I used to think that's like thumbnail, tags, title. I used to think it was that. The tags are one of the least important things. You got to have a really like in detail description, because then YouTube will pull from your description and try to match your tags with your description. And I use this thing called vidIQ. It works phenomenal. I think you, Sarah, you use TubeBuddy, right?
Yep.
And it basically helps you tag your videos and think of a good title. And it like will give you, or at least vidIQ gives you like a number, like about 48.8 is what I do. And then I usually just stop tagging it from there, because that's about as high as I can get it. But yeah, just there's a whole bunch of different things that you can do to help increase views.
So that's vidIQ is what he's using. I use vidIQ is free, correct?
Yeah, or you can get a monthly subscription, I think it is, but I just use the free version.
Yeah. And I use TubeBuddy. You can get a free version of it also, or you can do the monthly subscription. They're very similar. It's just a tit for tat, whichever you prefer. Let's see. Once they're still trying to get to 500 subs, it comes, guys, and
it takes a while.
Yeah.
It's not overnight. If it's overnight, you're lucky you had a video blow up, but it takes a long time.
Do you ever go back and watch some of your old content and see how far you've come since then?
Sometimes I don't really want to go watch it. Like, not that my stuff is cringy. It's just that it's put together terribly.
Yeah.
Like, you get like I kind of got a storyboard now that I kind of follow for all my videos and just mix and match content that I can fill up the storyboard with. Like, I got an intro and outro. I got the beef of the video, whatever it is, and I just kind of got a system that I follow, and you guys can kind of tell if you watch my videos that it's all kind of put together the same.
Um,
I got something for watch time too, if you want me to.
Yeah, go for it.
So something for watch time that you can increase, and I noticed this, like, so I don't even watch fishing videos on YouTube anymore. It's crazy. I warned myself out of them because back when I had under 1,000 subscribers, or even when I had more, I studied everybody's video. Everybody who had like 100,000, like John B, Lunker CV, all of them. I didn't watch their video once, twice. I watched every video that they've posted like at least 10 times just to figure out, like, John B's were the hardest because I tried to figure out when he started his music, when he ended it, just try to, like, and if you listen closely to John B's, like, you can tell he starts and stops music about like 5 or 6 times throughout the entire video. And that really increases watch time because they're not like when there's a dead silence, it's not a dead silence. You got that beat in the background that they're kind of listening to until voice picks up. And you can kind of take the volume down a little bit when you're editing with the song, so you can kind of just play it over your intro, your outro, and then that really keeps people from skipping, which helps with watch time in the end.
What should be a watch time that everybody should shoot for?
A watch time. I'm just starting to pull up my watch time, and once you get more subscribers that watch your stuff on a regular basis, and then they become like fans, I guess, or whatever, they'll watch a lot more of your stuff, and they'll watch a lot more of it through the entire way. But there's like certain stuff that you can do, like I usually keep the best clips for last. So then, like, you got the title and the thumbnail. That I keep that more towards the end, like the second half of the video. So then people are like, "Oh, come on, I got to see that." Like, that's what I usually do to keep up watch time. But a good watch time to shoot for, I know my average for a while was like 3 minutes. And now I pulled it up to about 5 minutes and 45 seconds. It takes a long time to pull it up, though. And you'll learn over a while, like, what people like to see. And then you more focus on doing that, then you can kind of rule out, like, say magnet fishing videos weren't working. So then I'll stop filming magnet fishing videos. Like, I used to film a lot of creek fishing videos, but then I noticed people didn't really want to watch that, or the watch time was low. So then now I don't creek fish anymore.
When you go out, are you trying to film a specific video, or are you trying to get more than one video in one day?
Well, I know when I was stockpiling videos, I was filming up to 3 videos a day, which was insane. I don't know how I did that or how I found the time to do that because I was still in school. But I usually film about 1 a day, and I think of the title and thumbnail when I'm out on the water fishing. And I kind of base the video around that. Or I think of a good title and thumbnail before I go out, and then I base it around that.
Okay. Very good. So because I know that you have a couple of sponsors, correct?
Yeah.
So for those of us out here, like, I don't have any sponsors or anything like that. For everyone else out here that doesn't, how do those play an effect? What should people look for? What should people stay away from?
All right, people should stay away from, like, let them come to you. I've learned this because I've been with a few, like, rod and reel companies in the past. I jumped into all of those way too fast. Slow down. Make sure what you're getting into. Read the contracts. Fish with them first. Because I know I've jumped into some stuff way too fast, and I learned my lesson. But I'm sponsored by 3 people. I got Ball Sacks Line, my favorite line out there, and I fished with that for a while because Anthony got me on that, and he gave me some of that stuff to try out. I love it. Dwayne's Custom Baits, Amazing Soft Plastics, and my most recent one, Mystery Tackle Box. And that was a pretty big one.
Yeah. Someone asked if you're out of school yet.
Yes, I'm still out of school until the 25th of August. Then I go back, unfortunately.
So you're planning on turning your fishing YouTube into your career, correct?
Yes, that's the goal.
That's the goal. hopefully he's got a backup, guys. But
Yeah, I got to back up. I'm just gonna do like a 2 year in business or something,
there you go.
to take that 2 year in business and do something in the fishing community. Because I can't. Even if I got it like a desk job, just sitting down, like running numbers for like St. Croix or something, I still would find that so fun. Just because you're working for a fishing company, even if it's the behind the scenes.
There you go. Okay. Well, that's a good deal. You're wanting people. You're hoping to keep people in the sport and to grow the sport, and that's always a great thing, no matter where it's at. Because like so many people say, you don't know how long YouTube's going to be around. Because it won't be around forever. There'll be something else to replace it. But there's always. That's the dream, Sarah. That's right. It's the dream for a lot of us. I don't see my channel ever turning into that, but I guess you never know.
Hey, it only takes one video,
Yeah,
That's
you're right.
one thing that keeps me motivated too. Is it only takes one video? You just keep that in the back of your head. Only takes one, and I still haven't had that one though. Like I'm talking like one that just blows up, just takes off, like 1 million views. That will do wonders for your channel.
It might happen to you soon, buddy.
I know.
It might happen to you real soon. You never know.
You never know.
What are some of your editing tricks? What software do you use?
I just use iMovie. I use the basic stuff, and it took me a while to really learn how to edit, and that's why I look back at some of my old videos. I'm like, wow, just like I didn't even know how to like really cut a clip. And another tip that you can do, instead of like filming the entire day and just trying to find fish catches while you're editing, stop the recording after something you're gonna put in the video for. Oh my gosh, I found that trick out like probably about 6 months. I was doing YouTube and I was like searching through the footage, trying to find the fish. But you just stop the recording after there's something that you want. But the problem is you got to remember to start it again. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how much stuff I've lost from forgetting to press record or files getting corrupted, all that stuff. It's just a whole learning process.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the biggest challenges, is the learning curve of everything. I know a lot of people go out and just buy the most expensive software they can find because they think it's going to be best for them. And sometimes you just need to step back and work with what you can and go from there.
Yeah, I like iMovie. If you gotta buy something, like I know you can buy iMovie for this stuff. It's like a lot of people like kind of don't like it, but I mean, it's so basic. It's so easy to figure out once you figure it out, and there's no watermarks. So, and it's free with the Mac, and that's what I got. I got a Mac. So, I mean, it worked out perfect for me in the end.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and another tip, I figured this out too a while. Upload your videos as private videos so you can add the tags, add the description, add the thumbnail before it even goes live. That's what I do, and it works great because then you can stockpile videos, and all you got to do is press one button to make it public or schedule them.
I did that as well for, what was it? I think it was probably closer to the spring time. I was posting like 4 or 5 times a week, and I would have probably 10 stockpiled and just ready to go until I finally ran out of them.
Yep. The most videos I think I ever had stockpiled was 30.
Jeez.
This summer, I had tons of videos that I just had stockpiled from. So I was posting 2 times a week on the weekends because weekends are when you really maximize your views. But I really don't know that anymore because I've had some crazy stuff happen in the past week that I really don't know if weekends are the most views now. And I found a time that works pretty good for me, but I think I'm going to bump it back an hour now just because I've been kind of paying attention lately because I got notifications turned on for all these guys that I watch, where I don't watch them, but I still got notifications turned on for them. They all kind of post at the same time around 6. So I want to post before them so then people will watch your stuff because they'll click off your stuff to go watch them because they have way more. So it's kind of hard to find that perfect time. But I found about 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in North Carolina time, 5 o'clock where I am now, works pretty much the best for me.
Someone asked, how long does it take for you to upload? It takes me 10 hours for a 10-minute video, they say.
Yeah, I got better Wi-Fi back in North Carolina, but here it probably takes, like, I'll start uploading it and it'll take all night. So I don't really know how long it takes. I know, like, when I'm doing it during the day and everybody's using it, it takes probably about 10 hours. But at night, nobody's using the Wi-Fi, so it's faster and I can just sleep while it's uploading. And then I wake up and it's uploaded. I work on it in the morning. Yeah, but definitely fast. You need fast Wi-Fi for that to upload videos. The worst is when they fail when they're uploading. I don't know if you have that problem, but with iMovie, that happens all the time. Sometimes it's just, I've scrapped so many videos because of, like, some little clip that's a little messed up. It's got, like, a flash. Like, it flashes black. And then that will screw up the posting part of it because YouTube does not like that clip. So I scrap so many videos where you just cut it out. Like a 0.2 clip you just cut out.
Okay. Everybody's talking to themselves right now. It's sometimes tricky to read through the chat and see what are actually questions and what aren't.
Have you ever gotten people that get in fights in your comment section?
Slightly.
I've gotten
slightly
brawls in my comment section with people. It's like sometimes, like, other people chime in. I've had 3 people arguing back and forth, and you get every notification too. So it's like, wow.
How do you deal, because you get a lot of haters because you've had some videos do extremely well, and so you've gotten a lot of haters. How do you deal with that? What do you do about that?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of hurts my feelings a little bit, but just brush it off. One thing, but here's a good tip: like, when a video first takes off, when it first takes off and you start noticing it gets a lot of views, like, wow, it's doing pretty good. Give it about 2 to 3 days, and then the haters will start coming in. Like, the farther along that video gets from when it blew up, that's when the hate comments start to come in. Not so much the first few days, but then when the other people start to see it, that's when they start to. Usually, if it's getting pretty bad, like, I got a video that's blowing up, like, I only had to do it twice, and right now my notifications are off because I got a video that's doing fairly well, and it's gotten like 600 comments. I'm like, that's a lot of notifications because I get a notification every time a comment happens. So I got it turned off right now. And then, wait, are we talking about how to deal with haters or what?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, so I just turn off my notifications, like, once it gets to that point.
Okay. Do you read all your comments?
On a new video, yeah, but once it goes past a week, if it's doing really good, I kind of just, every once in a while, read. But if I notice there's a lot of hate comments on there, I won't read them.
Okay. Josh asked how we're doing. I'm doing fine.
I'm doing perfect.
I have to go to work tomorrow, so that's unfortunate. But, it is what it is. I start my new job tomorrow.
Oh, where's your job
at? Same place. It's just a new area.
Promotion?
No, not really. More of a lateral move, but it is what it is, and I'll stick with that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Someone said they don't know how to edit. It just takes time. It all depends on your patience and how much effort you want to put into it. Yeah.
Yeah. It takes me about 30 to 45 minutes to edit a video usually. But I usually film the entire day. I come back and I condense everything at night and do all that stuff at night. So there's some nights I'm up till 1 a.m. And the usual time is about like 12. But once you get everything going, if you get on a schedule, it's pretty good from there.
Yeah. Do you expect to have your videos slow down when school starts back for you?
Holy crap. Oh my gosh. I don't know what that is. There's like a pontoon in front of me and the pontoon keeps popping. That's the second time that's happened to me today. It scares me every time. All right. Sorry. What was your question?
I'm not even sure I remember now. Do you expect when school starts back, your videos will start to slow down? Or are you
Yes,
prepping for that?
I am prepping for that. I know as soon as school starts, everything's gonna come to a dead stop. I'm not even predicting anything to slow down. It's gonna come to a dead stop, and I'm gonna have to really figure out what to do from there. I don't know. I'm not prepared. I know what's gonna happen. I'm not prepared. That's the problem.
Someone asked if you have a regular job. He is depending strictly on his YouTube for
Yep.
his cash flow right now.
Yeah. Well, it's not like I gotta pay any bills either.
Yeah.
But,
But you still got your gas and
yeah. Well, yeah. I
your
guess.
fishing. Fishing costs money.
Yeah, because when you're pond hopping around everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got my license too, like not that long ago. So this whole gas thing is new to me, and I do not like it.
Yeah. All right. Any last minute questions you guys have? Shoot them now. We're gonna start getting ready to wrap this hour live
Wow, it's already
up.
been an hour?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Um. For any of you guys that haven't already checked out Bryce's channel, his link is in the description below.
Ooh.
Outdoors Weekly. Like I said, he does all kinds of stuff. He does bass fishing. He travels a good bit. He's got a lot of magnet fishing stuff up there right now. For all of you bank fishermen that are looking for more bank fishermen, he does some of that. And
I do take suggestions quite a bit too.
yeah. He's also always up for challenge videos and things like that. Yeah.
Any more questions?
I
I don't have the chat in front of me.
I'm not seeing. They're talking to themselves. Any questions you have for me, Bryce?
Are you gonna do any more magnet fishing videos?
Yes. I've got one coming up. Nothing crazy, but definitely that's actually. I can't say that because they might be watching right now. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. But I've got some stuff coming up with magnet fishing, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's one of my new favorite hobbies. I'll say that. You never know what you're gonna find, and it's always exciting.
Yeah. I like the magnet fishing up here a lot better than in North Carolina because there's not many spots there. But up here, it's like there's tons of stuff up here.
He is from around the Raleigh area, Adam. Let's see. You're gonna do more videos with your drone. Yes, so the drone is having a few technical issues,
You got a
but
drone?
yes, I have a drone. So I'm having issues with it saving the video. Every time it comes back, the video is vanished. So I have to get that fixed, and then there will be more drone footage.
What is it? Is it a DJ?
Nope.
DJI?
It's a little bebop. It does 1080p. It's smooth. It's got a great camera on it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, what's that camera you film with? It's not a GoPro. What is it?
Akaso or Akaso, whatever you want to call it.
Never heard of that before. I just know it wasn't a GoPro because it was blue.
Yep. I've got one blue one, and I've got the V50. It's $100, and to me it does just as well. And
oh yeah, what do you film your intros with too?
my phone.
Have you ever considered getting a DSLR?
Yes, I actually have one, but I strictly use it for pictures.
Pictures.
And I'm so rough on my equipment when I'm out there that I don't trust myself taking it.
Yeah, my old camera that I had took a few tumbles. Probably shouldn't be saying that because Anthony bought it, but yeah. But then I upgraded to the 80D, and I've been very careful with this one. I dropped the lens a few times, not gonna lie, but
Let's see. Ask him if he's heard of Rockingham or Richmond County.
No, I have not.
Okay. And the gang said they want to try to magnet fish. Go for it. All right. I'm going to start wrapping this up.
All right.
Any last minute comments, Bryce?
Nope, I'm good. Thanks for having me on, though.
Oh, no problem.
Took a while to figure out a good time.
All right, guys. That's going to be it for tonight. Catch me next week. It's just going to be me probably next week. Probably going to be doing a announcement, and then we'll go from there. So I'll see you next week, same time, Sunday, 8:30, every Sunday. I'll catch you later.
Thanks for having me.